Okay, I see YouTube up. I see Twitch up. Let me check, make sure I can see a chat. I see a chat. No one's talked yet. Okay, I think we're ready.
Cool. All right. So were you recording it all for the pre-show?
Yeah, I recorded
Oh,
everything for pre-show. Yep.
all right. So we're ready to go. Okay.
Yep.
So waiting for me.
Let me do one quick poke, see if I don't see Marty on. So, yep.
Okay. All right. Well, when he's ready, if he wakes up or something or remembers and joins us, we'll of course
Sounds good.
get him on. All right. Welcome to the Nintendo Dads, episode 260, recorded on December 26th, 2019. On tonight's episode, we talk about stuff, whatever we can think of. Let's talk about stuff. All right, let's do it. Cue the music.
Greetings and welcome to this week's episode of Nintendo Dads. I'm Jesse Waldak. We are Justin List, which we knew about. We are Marty List, which we did not know about. So,
Well, we have to give him a break. He was feeling under the weather, so I'm guessing he's
right.
long overdue for some rest.
Yeah. Basically, let's put it this way: he didn't tell me he wasn't coming up.
Yes.
Which is still fair. I understand that if he's not feeling well, that's fine. But it's unexpected. So, and I think today's going to be a quick show anyway. Very little on the news. So we'll do a little bit of let's discuss. We'll just talk about what happened over the holidays for us, and then I'll finally get to talk about the Pokemon Go events because nothing else is going to squash that. So if you don't care about Pokemon Go, when I start talking about that, then you skip ahead for about 5-10 minutes. Other than that, thanks Tim for being taking the second seat.
No problem. Glad to be here as usual, and happy to share what I can share about our survey results, which I can shut down right now, I suppose, since we'll talk about that, and then even talk a little bit about Christmas.
That's good. Yeah. So again, if the timing is a little awkward, I'm not used to talking and doing the soundboard at the same time, so we'll see how things go there. So speaking of that, and resetting that for we'll start talking about our news. And like always, our news is brought to us by our patrons at patreon.com/NintendoDads, not /. I need to train Marty on that. People in the chat always say, it's not /, it's /. I'm like, I know, Marty doesn't. But we'll fix this on.
It adds character. Haha, get it? Character? It's a character. Never mind. Go ahead.
My mom always says that whenever anything weird happens, it builds character, and boy, are you a character.
Yes, that is.
Yeah. We wanted to welcome our newest patron, who I believe just signed up this morning, Frank Law. So, and I saw that he was able to hop onto the Discord and join the conversations there. So, welcome, and hope you enjoy your stay. I pretty much only have one news item to talk about. It's because
it's huge.
I couldn't think of anything else to talk about. So this was something that I was trying to avoid because there's just so much to talk about. It was hard to pick and choose. So anyway, the Nintendo eShop has a large sale going on. I don't know if there's any first-party games actually on sale, but there's a lot of third parties, a lot of indies. I'm looking at the Nintendo website versus what's going on eShop, and they kind of have them grouped in categories, which is kind of nice.
It is nice.
So it first mentions much indie games. Trying to see anything here. Like I think the biggest discount is Unravel 2 for $5 instead of $20. You know, Cuphead's on discount. Ori is discounted. SteamWorld Quest is discounted.
Yep, I think we were just talking about that too, either in our chats or last week, Ori. And I mentioned that I hadn't picked it up yet, but with the sale, I actually did with some of my Christmas money. So I did pick that one up,
Okay,
and hopefully I'll get to play that soon. Still trying to beat Luigi, but we'll talk about that later.
all right. Okay, then the next section is NIS America, which I described to Tim as just your anime waifu games. So, yeah, Ys 8 is in the group for half off, and I completely forgot there was 3 Disgaea games on the Switch. They're all on sale.
All long games that you told me, so
Yeah,
strategy
games,
games,
yeah, strategy, tactics like
strategery.
games, games that I don't like. Yeah, then Capcom says up to 75% off of select games. So I think pretty much like all of the Ace Attorneys on both Switch and eShops are on sale. Like every Resident Evil is discounted. Looks like about half price everything. Resident Evil 4 is not quite half, but everything else is. Uh, they even have Monster Hunter 3 for Wii U discounted. Originally $40 down to 8. And Resident Evil Revelations for Wii U, originally 40 down to 10. I didn't expect to see Wii U games here, but they're there.
Yep.
And then Blizzard sale, all 2 games. Activision sale, all 3 games.
Which is crazy that the Insane Trilogy is half the cost there, $20, which I think is probably about the price point a lot of people were waiting for.
Right. Bandai, there's a whole bunch of Bandai Namco games. The Katamari Damacy reroll for 18.
And
Same
Nino
thing with.
Kuni was $15 off there, which I thought was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I see that. I didn't see it before, but I see it now. It is a little distracting. The website has some use the square icons that you'd see on the Switch, and some use the rectangular box art you'd see on a shelf. So it's
Right. Is that because that you can't buy Nino Kuni
no, these
digitally?
are well, everything on sale here is on eShop. So
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure why they choose one or the other.
That is weird.
Like My Hero's One Justice from My Hero Academia's fighting game is more than half off. It's originally 60 down to 24.
Nice.
And then a bunch of Team 17 games, Overcooked, Worms.
Yeah, I was just telling you before the show started that there's a lot of games I didn't realize Team 17 made or published.
Apparently, Ukulele has published it on Switch because that's down to 13 and a half instead of 40.
Yeah.
Bunch of Ubisoft games. The Mario and Rabbids takes top billing down to $15. That's definitely worth it. As
I
someone who
wonder.
doesn't like tactics games, I liked that game. Monopoly's down to $13 instead of 40. So that's actually almost worth the price now.
The game and DLC bundle for Mario Rabbids is also the gold edition is only $20 digitally. That's pretty
Yes,
good
yeah.
for the thing.
I bought the game at launch full price and bought the DLC at launch full price and completely enjoyed it. So definitely for $20, if you haven't tried it yet, give that a go.
I may have to do that.
And Square Enix has just about everything on sale. It looks like Collection of Mana is down to 20. I should have waited for that to go down, but didn't. Um, just about every Dragon Quest except for Dragon Quest 11. Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 is on sale. Just about every Final Fantasy is on sale.
Nice.
Rocket
There's a lot
League's
of
down to
choices there.
half off. Another section of indie games it's under. It looks like most of these are under $10. Some of these are actually down to like. Here's a $2 game, Breaks Are for Losers. There's a dollar game, Bury Me, My Love. I have no idea what they are.
Yeah. Knights and
Nights.
Pen and Paper.
Uh, there's 2 games. You can buy them separately or together as a bundle.
There's a Picto Quest. Did you play that one?
I did play that one. I enjoyed that one.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So
Normally
$2.
10, now down to 8, so $2 off.
Nice.
And then that, and then a
Lots.
few other oddball games at the bottom that I don't think I've even heard of. Didn't even know. Oh, there's a few Atelier games. I played one of those. I forget which one. I played one of them on the PS3 and liked it. I've wanted to pick it up again, but it's kind of a. It's an RPG where you don't you do participate in combat in dungeons, but you normally have other people fighting with you. But your main role is as an alchemist to create new items out of items you get out of the loot you get from the dungeon crawls,
Oh, okay.
just to solve people's problems, type of thing.
Nice.
Again, kind of okay, similar to Builders, a little bit, but it's it actually has a time limit based thing where certain you have like a calendar year, kind of like Persona. If you
Okay.
you have a fixed time, a fixed number of days to play, and then you got to get what you need to get done in that time limit.
I was just checking out the titles there, and it's got like Atelier and then a person's name. Uh,
Yeah, that'd be like the lead character for that game.
and then it goes Alchemist of Dusk, and then Dusk Seed, then Dusk Sky. So is it like a trilogy or something? Do you know of? Or
That I don't know. I haven't followed it in the last few years, in the recent years. So I know. I think the game I played before was like the third game in the series, and
okay,
there's like 10 of them now. And there was throwbacks to previous games. So like you met as an NPC previous protagonists. So
okay,
these are in the same universe.
gotcha. Yeah, I bought one for my daughter because I think it was Atelier Sophie because my daughter's name is Sophie, so I bought her that for the
Ah,
PS4. So that's why that looked familiar to me. I thought that was this. I thought that was familiar. So, but it was for the PS4. But that's cool. They got these out for the Switch.
right. Was there anything else that you wanted that jumped out at you? You wanted to mention? I think I've gone through everything that I've noticed.
Uh, just it's just a huge sale, and I wish I just had the time to play everything that I would want to buy.
Right. I already have a backlog. In fact,
Yeah.
the last week and a half has been backlog diving, which
Right.
we'll get into later in the show.
Yes. Yeah. That's it for me.
Okay, so yeah, that's the only news item we had. So next we'll have a let's discuss. So no, we didn't have anything structured this time like we normally try to have. We just wanted to say, how was your holiday? What you get yesterday? What you give yesterday? What are some highlights?
Yes. And this is a topic I'm also going to be asking our guests to the dinner table tomorrow at tomorrow's show. So we'll get a kind of a feel for that. So I don't want to give away too much myself here because I'll be talking about it tomorrow night as well. But why don't you go ahead and go first, Jesse? What do you want to call out?
Okay, well, I put a picture on Twitter last week of my son wrapped up a box that stood like 6 feet tall and used like all of my remaining wrapping paper scraps. I called it the Franken gift, the Franken, because it's like seven different wrapping papers
Yeah,
in order to cover it all.
right.
And so it was a little funny dialogue back and forth on Twitter about what it was, and what it ended up being was a gas trimmer,
Oh, okay.
because my son works at an Ace Hardware as a steel repair tech, as
Nice.
the brand Steel, Stihl, and this so he bought a Steel branded uh, mower, or not mower, but trimmer. So if it needs repair, he knows how to fix it.
Right. Is that a refurbished one that you
It
got?
is. Yes, but he said it was like used once.
Okay.
It
Well,
was like it was
I
more of a return. So he got it on a discount because
Nice.
it was a return, and then he got his. I think they normally get like a 20% discount normally, but during the holidays they get like a 30% discount.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
he got stacked discounts, so he got that at a pretty good price.
That's awesome. Yeah, I usually like getting refurbished stuff, or from a well-known place that's good for their refurbished stuff because you can get
Yeah.
it for a good price. You get their warranty behind it usually too. So
Yeah, we had
that's
a
cool.
Black and Decker branded one that was battery powered that always gave us problems,
Oh yeah,
and yeah, so he knew that was an issue. So we
nice.
appreciate that gift. Um, yeah, we normally don't do a lot of video game related giving because that happens all year round. So we kind
Right.
of treat, but some things that I did give to the kids. I gave them each a flip grip.
Awesome.
I had to explain it to the daughters. My son knew exactly what it was,
Right.
but I had to explain it to them what it was. But so whether they get any use out of it, I don't know. But they have one just in case. Um, I got my youngest daughter. We got Lion King Monopoly, and I gave my son Fortnite Monopoly.
Nice.
I
You
did
took
get
a picture of the Lion King one, didn't you? And posted
yeah.
that.
We tried playing that before dinner yesterday. We got to the point when there were uh, houses and hotels, which in this case are grubs and rhino beetles, all over the board, and people. I was pissing everyone off because my strategy in Monopoly is to what was the term I used yesterday? Basically, how I don't I buy houses, but don't upgrade to hotels.
Yeah.
So the bank runs out of houses, so
Yeah.
no one else can buy houses, and no one can buy a hotel.
So you've got the monopoly on the houses, right? Is that what it
Kind
is?
of. They're trying to say, well, you can just pay the extra money and go to the fifth level. I'm like, no, no. Part of the purchase cost is trading in four houses. If you don't have four houses, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Uh, and
Nice.
I was about to. I think there was like a big noticeable flow of the cash. It went from the youngest daughter to her boyfriend to our friend to the family friend to me or me to her. But the money was actually flowing on my side of the table. But she just got a new set of monopolies, and as soon as she made the youngest daughter sell off her houses, she bought up the houses. And so if that game were to continue, I likely would. She would have won, but I
No.
would have been the last survivor. But we had to tear it and get ready for dinner.
Nice. Those
And
are always fun.
then after dinner, this is a game that can be a touchy subject depending on who's listening. So if it's a touchy subject for you, I apologize. It is no disrespect intended, but we've played a game of Secret Hitler. I don't know if
Okay.
you've heard of that.
No.
So
I've heard of a secret agent or something like that,
okay,
but I
basically
yeah.
the setting is like mid 1930s Germany, and
Okay.
there's the Liberal Party and the Fascist Party are just starting to create their government, and so what? So basically, so we had There's three different rule sets. One if you have 5 to 6 people, one if you have 7 or 8, and the last if you have 9 or 10, which adds more things in play. This is the first time we actually played with 9 people, so it was kind of fun. So basically, you had 5 people in the Liberal Party, and the other 4 people are in the Fascist Party, with one of them being Hitler.
Okay.
And the liberals win if they assassinate Hitler or put put in 5 liberal policies in play. The fascists win if the fascists put 5 liberal policies in play, or if once they have 6 total. Once they have 3 policies in play, if if Hitler becomes the chancellor, then it's game over.
Mm.
Fascists win. We ended up playing I think 6 games, and the liberals never won. It came close. It was actually one actually came. It was almost going to go to a 50-50 draw, whether it was going to win or not. But something happened and that messed up that plan. But it was and the roles are assigned at random.
Okay.
Through contents in envelopes, then shuffled and passed out at random. The none of the liberals know who anybody is. Hitler doesn't know who anybody is, but the non-Hitler fascists know who the other fascists are and know who's Hitler to try to get the power play in action.
Okay. Interesting.
So, yeah, it's a fun game. It takes like 2 games to play it, where you muddle through to figure out what's really going on. But once you've got that down, and we tried teaching the kids this when we first got the game like 4 years ago, and they didn't get it. They got it now.
Got it now.
And they had fun. And yeah, it's just it takes a while to get going. But a game itself only lasts maybe half an hour, so you can play 3 or 4 games in a sitting relatively easily. And at the very beginning of the game, there's an app you can download on your phone that it kind of explains the setting and explains to the players. Cover your eyes if you're the fascist. You open your eyes, look around, find the other fascists, and this is all narrated by Will Wheaton.
Nice.
Mecha Dragon in the chat says Secret Hitler's fun, a little complicated at first, but once you get it down, it gets very tense. Very true. There was a lot of yelling going on. Especially, there was one game when the family, friend, husband, and wife, he was Hitler, the wife was a fascist, I was a fascist, my son was a fascist, and all 4 of us were sitting next to each other. So we knew, and the power of the possible president for that turn is just rotates around, and near the end game it was coming across us, so we were in control. And basically, and there's a vote in each turn whether you will, like the presidential candidate is just picked next in rotation. They pick a chancellor candidate at random, or not at random, but who they want to win, who they want the chancellor to be. Then there's a vote, and it's got to be a majority vote. So if it's a 4-4 tie, it doesn't pass. So nice. If it does vote that's in power, then you do then there's a little middle mini game goes on that enacts one of either a policy for either party. But if the vote says no, then it advances a counter, and then it advances. And if it's still no, it advances. If it fails 3 times, then just the top policy on the stack gets enacted due to public chaos. And so people were starting to vote us because they figured we were all the fascists, so the liberals were trying to vote no. Someone messed up a vote, and we had the power, and we were able to do what we needed to do to win. But if they didn't mess that up, it would have gone 2-3 no votes, and it would have went to a 50-50 chance. And I don't know what would have happened, but it would have. I was kind of hoping it would go there.
Yeah,
that was really the only chance that the liberals had to win at any part of the night.
Interesting. That sounds like a very interesting game.
It is. Yeah. Again, because of the topic matter. Certain people. We know some people can be offended by that type of topic matter. So, but if you have a group of people, again, you need at least 5 people. But if you can have 9 or 10, that's the best way to play. And they're all like-minded, and no one's going to be offended. It is a great game.
Gotcha.
So that was kind of the highlight of last night.
Awesome. Well, for me, I won't get into, like I said, I'm going to talk more about the stuff I got tomorrow night on the dinner table show. But tonight I'll talk about what Santa brought my kids, which they're super happy about, because they both asked Santa for expensive things.
As they do.
As kids as they get older usually do, right? So they asked for a TV for their rooms and a new console that they didn't have because my son wanted an Xbox and my daughter wanted her own PS4 because I kick her off of mine whenever I want to play my, when I've been playing my Jedi game lately. So,
Hmm.
so she wanted her own. So, um, my wife and I were just like, "There's no way Santa's bringing that. No way." So, anyways, what we did find out in the morning was that Santa left a letter for the kids, stating that after we opened up everything, there was a ornament shaped thing that was on the tree that wasn't there before. So we kind of figured, oh, that must have been left by Santa. So we opened that up, and as soon as I started opening up, I saw it was written. There was a letter, so I gave it to my oldest daughter and told her to read it because it looked like it was a letter from Santa to them. And it was basically a letter that said, um, if I remember correctly, talk to your dad about how it feels to buy your own console, but also keep in mind that I Santa was saying that I gave you something special. So, and why when you open this letter, something magical happened. So the kids are just kind of looking at each other and stuff like that, and they're looking at us like, what's this magical thing that happened? Well, basically what happened is they went nothing happened in front of us, so they went searching around the house. They went up to the rooms, and in their rooms were brand new TVs. So they were super excited that they got,
Nice.
24 inch,
I was going to ask how large. So.
24 inch Fire TVs. So they were able to connect those, and they were excited. My daughter was able to save enough money, plus get enough Christmas money from people to go out this morning. I took her out this morning to Best Buy before the crowd started coming in there to return things. We went there when they opened, essentially.
Yay, Boxing Day.
Yes, that's what we should have done. Is gone over to Canada. Maybe it could have got a good deal, or got it probably the same price. I don't know because of the prices being different. But anyways, we went to Best Buy, and she was able to pick up her own PS4 this morning. So, and just from experience, to let any listeners out there know who all complained about Nintendo Switch's parental controls or setting it up amongst having their kids play and then trying to get their kids their own Switch. PS4, PlayStation is just as difficult, just as not as easy. So anybody who wants to complain, it's across the board. It's not just Nintendo's is difficult.
Right. Yeah. I, I presume Xbox is just as convoluted as well. It's
Right.
just the topic matter is not handled well across
It isn't.
anywhere.
It isn't. And I mean, I understand it's a
Because if
business.
they make it easy, they make it to set up. It's also then easy to go around,
Yeah. Well,
which
and that's
is
the thing
defeats the
too,
point.
is, I have them all my kids under the PS4 under, parental controls, obviously, with the family management thing that Sony has. And then so my daughter has her own, and she could sign in on the new one, but we were trying to get her saves over to the new PS4. So we had to basically disconnect my PS4 because we tried to do it wirelessly, but then the system said, "Oh, no, we can't do it wirelessly. You're going to have to connect it via Ethernet." So I had to disconnect my PS4, bring it up to her room, and connect it to her so that she could transfer her data over to her PS4 via Ethernet cable. But it not only transferred her stuff, it transferred everything over. So she panicked and canceled it because she thought she was going to erase everything off of it.
Oh
And
yeah, it
so,
is. It took when I remember when my daughter bought a PS4 and she wanted to copy the her profile
yeah,
over. It did not delete. It is
correct.
a
It doesn't
copy. It is
delete.
not a move.
Yeah,
But it because I because it we basically said only copy Grand Theft Auto 5 because that's the only thing she cared about.
yeah,
But it transferred the all the game data as well, not just her
yeah,
save. So that took 5 hours.
Right. Yeah, it just took forever. And it just took everything, and it didn't even ask us it did ask us like three basic things. Do you want game and save data? Do you want themes? And do you want shared stuff, like the pics and the videos and all that kind of stuff? And she just wanted games and saves, and it saved all games and saves from all three profiles, mine, my son's, and hers, copied everything over. But the other thing too is which was a little bit different from say Nintendo's online family plan, is the PS Plus does not carry over in the same way. She has to get her
No,
own PS Plus.
right. Like if like in the way we handled PS Plus before is I had it on my account and it was the primary, so all of their accounts can use
Here.
it.
Yep.
But as soon as like my daughter bought her own system and transferred that over, she had to buy her own PS Plus.
Yes. That's what we did today. I said I'll buy the first year, but you guys start saving $5 every month to buy it the next year, so that's the plan, just for her to do that. And but she's still, she's happy. She also actually had some money left over to where she went to IKEA and bought a new table for her room to be able to put her computer and her new TV on. She's all excited. I don't think she's ever going to move out now because she got her room too nice. But yeah, my son is happy because he's got his own TV. He loves watching YouTube, and that's what he got to do today, was just watch YouTube on his new TV.
Nice.
Now, and then he's saving for an Xbox. And they both have Switches, and they love playing on their Nintendo Switches, but they want that second console. So, and my son, he just wants an Xbox for whatever reason. That's fine. That'd be cool. I told him, if you get an Xbox, I can sign in with the Ultimate Pass that I have that I just use on my PC. So you'll have access to some games that way. So that's the story of what my family did. So just got to talk about their Christmas. Hopefully they said they had a good Christmas. So, and I did too.
That's good. Yeah, we all had fun. Oh, I also remembered that I did give my oldest daughter Ring Fit Adventure because that's something she
Oh, cool.
wanted. I have never seen anyone so excited to get an exercise game.
I still have to play that.
Much less a 20-year-old opening it and being excited to get an exercise game.
Right. Yeah. I've heard some
Yeah.
good things about it. I need to get
Yeah,
started.
yeah. I bought it. Yeah, I bought a copy for myself as well. I just haven't had a chance to set it up to do anything with it. Probably will. I plan on doing it soon because originally I was waiting until I had a TV that got the new TV mounted in the upstairs living room because I don't have room behind me because it's a mess. And wanted to get a switch dock up connected to that TV full time.
Yeah.
So I had to order another switch dock. So even though right now there's only one switch in this house, there are three docks in this house.
Where'd you get your Switch dock from? Just
uh,
Amazon, or
just Amazon.
not refurbished from Nintendo?
No,
Okay.
yeah. So I now have the ability to play it upstairs. I just have to find the
Okay.
time to do it.
Yeah, same here. Maybe we should start a Nintendo Dad's show about that.
I don't know.
Right. Well, we don't have to do it in front of the camera. We could just talk about it. But
Right.
I'm sure we'll
So
have updates on their normal show.
she did I think played the first world yesterday, and then she still liked it enough. It wasn't completely dead to start playing World 2 today while her dinner was
Oh,
cooking.
nice. Well,
Oh,
we'll breathe life into that quality of life channel we have in Discord with our
right.
update.
Oh, yes. Speaking of cooking dinner, one of the things she gave us for Christmas was a new air fryer.
Oh, cool. Did you get to
Yeah,
try it yet?
yeah. We used it to make some chicken for lunch today, and then she used it to make her dinner tonight. And
Nice.
both daughters have one in their apartments, and both love it, and said we should get one. And I'm like, well, if I told her if you want to give it to us for a gift someday, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. And so she did. we
Nice.
also we also got like a zucchini spiral cutter
Oh, okay.
thing because since we're I've been keto. She's trying to stay keto and falls off a lot. So
Yeah.
that's spiral cut noodle squash is a good substitute for noodles in certain dishes.
Not
So
nice. That's
yeah,
awesome.
so
Sounds
looking
delicious, actually.
so looking forward to trying that. So like if we order at a Japanese place, if we order a poke bowl, usually it's over a bed of rice or lettuce, which is just blah. But
Right. Yeah.
yeah, this one place we go to lets you have zucchini noodles as the
Oh,
bed, and it's really good.
sounds okay. I can't eat this late. It's after 12 for me, so I'm talking about food.
Okay, all right. So let's go over some Pokemon Go events that I've been waiting 3 weeks to talk about, and now I
Woo.
finally have a chance to do so. So yeah, like 2 weeks ago, Niantic said, "Here is everything we're doing in December," and so far one of the things already came and went, so I took that off the list. But well, everything else that is still going on or future timed, I'll talk about really quick. Um, Starting on December 17th through January 7th, Virizion will be in the 5-star raids, so the third of four of the Gen 5 legendaries. uh, Pokemon Go Holiday 2019 event started on Tuesday, which will go through January 1st. When it'll include holiday costumes for Pokemon found in the wild, uh, Pikachu and Raichu wearing beanies, Stantler wearing bells, uh, Alolan Sandshrews, Alolan Vulpix, and Pichu can found in eggs can wear beanies, and the right beanie wearing Raichu and bell wearing Stantler can also be found in raids. Ice type Pokemon will spawn in the wild, including Sneasel, Delibird, Snorunt, and more. Uh, New to Pokemon Go with this event is Cubchoo. I spelled that wrong in my notes. It's Cubchoo. It's like a blue teddy bear with this big snot ball coming out. It's funny as hell to look at. um, see, there's a holiday event exclusive field research for a chance to catch a beanie wearing Pikachu, and Delibird is now a shadow Pokemon held captive by Team Go Rocket. Stantler can now be shiny. During the event, you can open twice as many gifts per day. You can have twice as many gifts in your inventory as normal, and you can get a free single-use incubator per day for spinning a Pokestop. Okay, this hasn't started yet. This starts tomorrow. Uh, it's is it tomorrow? No, it's Saturday, the 28th, from 11 to 7 local time. Is the winter weekend event. Glacial Lures will have a 2-hour timer. I think normally it's only 30 minutes. Glaceons involved at this time will have the move Last Resort, and Regice returns to raids. And if you spin gyms, you can get up to 2 additional free raid passes up until 7 o'clock. January Community Day has been announced, Sunday, January 19th. This time they're split in the times. If you're in Northern Hemisphere, which I think most of our listeners are, it's 11 to 2 local time, so that hasn't changed. If you're in Southern Hemisphere, it's 3 to 6 local time. And they haven't announced what the featured Pokemon will be yet. And then they introduced a new mode called Pokemon Go Buddy Adventure. For the last year or so, we've been able to choose a buddy to walk with us, and
Right.
right now it's just a way to earn candy and then nothing else.
Right.
But now, your buddy can earn buddy ranks similar to how friends ranking work, like, and the higher the rank it is, the more benefits you get. So they have a good buddy, great buddy, and ultra buddy, and then last is best buddy. benefits are it'll start out making small, like being shown on the overall map, like it's following you around. And best buddy is to give you your buddy a CP boost in battle. When I wrote this, there was no specific release date available, figuring you'd slow roll starting with 40s. But no, they just said it's live earlier this week. Okay, so that's everything here. I'm checking chat. Mecha Dragon, I don't remember if I ever got your question. If you might want to re-email that question again. He said he had a question with the Wii U, and I don't remember seeing it. I don't remember talking about it. So send it out again, and if it turns out we did talk about it in the previous episode, I'll just reply to you in private. Okay, where are we on time? Okay, all right. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Okay, you logging into your Switch to find out what you've been playing?
Just to remind me, just to go over things. The biggest things, obviously, I'm still playing Luigi's Mansion. I'm still playing Jedi, because those take up a lot of time. Usually, like I said before, I play Luigi's Mansion either if I take my Switch with me on the go, I'll play it that way. But I can clear a floor out usually when I take it to bed with me. But on this vacation, I'm trying to concentrate on Jedi Fallen Order, so that I can try to beat that game. And I'm having a tough time with the Wookiees planet right now. Just getting past the end there, and I'm trying to see if I missed something on that planet. But it was frustrating me, so I had to turn it off and just kind of get away from it for a moment.
You know
So,
how
but
that goes.
right. But throughout the week, or throughout the time that it started, I've been collecting those cubic games. I didn't touch any of them. I didn't play any of them until um, the day before we got the last one, which was Space Pioneer. I started playing all of them just to test them out to see what they're like. Which being the first one was the coloring book one. I just wanted to see what it was like. Downloaded that, did the little coloring things, and thought, oh, that's cute. And then, went on to the next thing.
Does it use touch at all, or is it all
I did,
controller support
I think it was
only?
touch. Yeah, I think I did
Okay.
touch screen for that one. And I did
Oh,
all these on my handheld mode, so um I didn't try it in docked mode. And then next one was Robonauts, and each one that I say I tried, I'm gonna let you know if I kept it or not, because any of them I didn't keep, I deleted. I deleted off my system after I was done collecting them all. But Robonauts I downloaded. I actually like that one. I like that one and the mechanics of it. Um, uh, it's basically kind of reminds me of a couple games um, that I can't think of the name of. One was a PS4 game, which was a spaceship that went around a planet that you shot everything on. I think there was a 3DS one too. Um, and just the names are escaping me right now. But this is kind of like that, where you're just a robot and you're going around the planet, and you're shooting all these different enemies, and then you can jump from one planet to another. Or, and they're probably not as big as planets, but they're spherical, and you jump from each moon, I guess, if you will, from one to another. I just played it for maybe about 20 minutes, just get a feel for it, and that one seemed like it was fun. I'll probably go back to that one. I kept that one. And the next one I tried was the Geki Yabo Runner, which was the gnome running game. It's the anniversary edition. Um, and it is just that. You're just a gnome running, collecting socks, and it's just a runner. It's side-scrolling runner. Tried that one, and it feels more obviously like a mobile game. And it just didn't grab me from playing it the first 10, 15 minutes. So that one's gone. I deleted that one. Um, Puzzle book. I tried that one. It's just, puzzles that break up and you put them together, and it was nice and relaxing, but I didn't keep that one either. That one's gone. The next game was One Strike. I downloaded that one, obviously, and tried playing that one, and it's a fighting game, very simple. And picked, I forget the character's name, but she had like a swinging chain machete thing that she would just whip out and kill people. So she had the range more than melee type of weapon, and I just kept beating fighter after fighter with that. It was just like standing there, and as soon as they got close enough, I just whipped it out, and it was like one hit kills with the thing. And I don't, that's probably why it's called one strike, right? The first person who makes a strike, you're dead.
Yeah.
Um,
Is she the only one with a range, or do they all have some sort of range?
I don't know. I didn't try any of the other
Oh,
ones. I just tried her and was like, got through it and was like, okay, I, I guess beat the game. I guess I don't know. So I, I was done with that one. That one deleted. Wrecking Ball Adventure was the next one. I tried that one, and that one was the mechanics were different. Couldn't. I guess I didn't give enough time probably to get a grasp of the mechanics. Um, which was just basically you're this ball and you're spinning, and in order to spin to go somewhere, you got to spin in the right direction, and you break through walls and you break through enemies. There's could be potential for it, but I was looking for something that would grab me, like the Robonauts did, or Robonauts did, and it didn't grab me, so I deleted that one. I know this sounds really harsh, but I just I was trying to go through them and see what would stick and what wouldn't. The next game was Koloro, so Koloro.
Coloro. Yeah.
Um, and that was like a puzzle game. I liked the aesthetic of it. Um, and you basically you're trying to get through. Make sure I got the right game here. So Koloro, not thinking of the other one. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the levels are like kind of like Super Meat Boy type of levels. They're all
Yeah,
one screen.
yeah, you get through all these little obstacles and stuff, and it teaches you very well how to get through those obstacles, to basically collect the gems that are in that stage. Almost kind of a little bit of it reminded me of the Mario versus Donkey Kong, maybe the earlier ones where you had to go through, collect certain items, and also get the key in order to get to the end of that level. But this was just basically you're getting through the stages, and there's some puzzle elements where you had to switch. There's certain things you can switch on and off, or you wait for spikes to disappear in order to get through it and jump through. So that one I might go back to, but I don't believe I kept. No, I did keep that one. Yep, that was one I did keep because it seemed kind of there was a little bit of frustrating elements to it, but I did keep it to keep trying. So. Um, I am going to keep that Colorado one. And then the next one I have is hashtag Race Die Run. And that's a racing game. It kind of felt like it was going to be a rhythm type game. Like you see those spaceship type rhythm games where you have to do certain things. This was just
Yeah.
basically how fast can you get through this course without dying? So, um, which I thought was kind of fun, and it is frustrating, but it teaches you in a way like, okay, I need to dodge left or dodge right or to get to where I need to go. Watch out for these walls or try to get this item down the line. And it's basically you just learn from your mistakes and try to get through as fast as you can. And there's leaderboards on there too. So I kept that one to keep trying that one. And then Wrecked was on there. That was one that I think we had somebody review for the Nintendo Dads. So we do have a review of that game already out for the YouTube. My thing was, again, I was just looking at what was going to grab me and make me keep it. The mechanics I did not like in this game, but again, maybe I didn't spend enough time with it to get a grasp of those mechanics. I like the appeal of it, where you can go through and do some crazy stunts or whatever with these cars because it's like a racing, almost kind of stunt game where you're using a stunt car, and you go through loops or you jump through hoops. But again, I didn't stay with it long enough to get an idea of what the point of it was, I guess. And the mechanics too weren't grabbing me. So maybe it's something where I'll go back to and re-download it, but that one I deleted as well. But again, you can also go to the review that we have on there to get someone else's opinion on it. Uh, Mana Spark was another game that they gave to us. It was the last one before the Space Pioneer. Uh, that is in trying to remember. It looked like it was a almost like the first Zelda type game, and you get a bow and arrow, and you can shoot at your enemies, and you get through the levels. And I apologize if I'm screwing this up, but this one again, I didn't understand the appeal of it for a quick jump in and see, okay, is this going to hold my interest? It didn't hold me long enough. I didn't get what was going on. This may be something, again, maybe I'll come back to later on to try again, or if somebody else tries it and comes back with the video or something, or maybe I'll just watch their opinion of it and get through it that way, and then maybe download it again. But for my first impressions, it just didn't hold my attention very well. So it seemed like it was like a quick, easy, simple RPG type game, um, with a kind of like your old school Zelda look to it, like the first Zelda look to it. Um,
Which game was this again?
the Mana Spark.
Okay, this one sounded like one that I would actually want to. I'm wanting to try this one.
All right, yeah. Let me know what you think of it because I'd be curious to see if I didn't give it its fair shake. So
Yeah, yeah. I downloaded all of these games as well, but I haven't played any of them outside of
yeah.
the first game I talked about last week, where I said I literally got nauseous.
And I'd like to hear anybody else's right. Yeah. I would like to hear anybody's opinion on these games too, because like I said, I did a quick jump in. Was it going to hold my attention long enough for me to decide to keep them? And I only kept uh, maybe a handful. I kept Robonauts, Coloro, Race Die Run, and I kept Space Pioneer because I didn't even try that one yet. That was the surprise one. So
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
one.
try that one yet.
That's their newest game. It just launched like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So, and I think Nick said he reviewed that one too. So we might even have a review out there already on that as well. So I did get Pokemon Shield for Christmas, and my they all got Pokemon games. So a few of them jumped into it. I haven't yet. I should because they jumped into it. I don't want to get far behind them. Um, and that was our family Christmas gift from Santa was we all got a copy of a Pokemon Shield or Sword game. So
Nice.
that's where I'm at with the games I've been playing.
Okay, and the game singular that I've played is the repeat of last week. I I I finished Dragon Quest Builders. Credit rolled it, but like 2 hours before we recorded, set up
Yeah, that's
our.
right.
Um, and then so I didn't do the sandbox island. Apparently, the way it works is I could have when I was done with chapter one, you get access to the sandbox island where there's no enemies, but everything is, it's just do what you want, collect resources, build what you want. Certain elements can be shared online. Certain elements can be imported from randomly from other people's, or if you have friends who's played it, you can do that. And then for every chapter you complete, it opens up a warp to another island that has a new set uh, of what collectibles you can get, which can unlock more recipes. And then in the first four chapters, if there are various hidden challenges that if you complete them, it unlocks additional recipes that you can't get any other way. There wasn't a single chapter where I got all of them. I think chapter 3, I got 4 out of the 5. And chapter 4, I got 1 out of the 5. But yeah, again, very. If you liked, I wish I played this one before I played 2, because it 2 is the better game. It just it has better quality of life improvements.
Right.
Things like if you want to build a line of bricks, it can do that, just with holding a button. But if you want to smash a line of bricks, you have to mash. Where in
Oh,
2, they fixed it so you didn't have to mash; you could hold it. So
hmm.
small things like that. And one thing I liked about 2 was that it had bigger blueprints to build, and the NPCs that join your group be, build with you in 2 that they don't do in 1. In 1, you have to do all the building yourself, but like in 2, if you want to build, like I remember like the last chapter, you literally built this big pyramid that's 20 bricks tall and 50 bricks wide on a side. But you can participate and build with them, but all you have put the blueprint down, put a chest, and load the chest with items, and the NPCs will do the rest. The intent is they do that while you do other things,
Okay.
and then you can come back and put in the finishing touches, or just let them in, depending on. Sometimes they wait until you're there to finish it. Sometimes they don't. It depends on if it's story related or not.
Nice.
But both games are worth playing. But again, if you only have the time for one, I say go with 2. You're not missing anything by not playing the first game. I think the Switch tells me I played for 40 hours or more, playing through Builders 1.
Okay.
So it's Builders 2 I think was more like a 65-hour game for me.
Nice.
So there's a little more content in Builders 2 as well. So again, I liked the story mode. Not a fan of the sandbox. I know. I remember I talked a little bit with Infendo people a few months ago about Builders 2, and they wanted to get to the sandbox part, but had to go through all the story bits first, and they didn't want to do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it so if you're not much into the story part, you probably won't like it. But if because you have to get through the story part to get the most out of the sandbox mode.
Gotcha.
All right, and so now my game on deck is Dragon Quest XI. Finally, oh,
Finally.
I'm hoping I can play enough of that to have it part of the game of the year discussion
Okay.
when we get there. I don't know if it'll be next week or 2 weeks, but that's my goal. Is I don't know if I'll finish it in a week, but I should be able to get at least deep enough in that I can have an honest opinion.
Cool. Very
Okay,
cool.
okay, then we'll close out the show with our community spotlight. And before we get to Tim's votes, I wanted to read a message we got from Mecha Dragon 101. He's tried sending it to us before, and I don't remember if we've read it or not. So if we did, we apologize for the duplication. But since I don't remember doing it, there's a chance I didn't do it. So we'll do it now. Uh, he's Hi Nintendo Dads. This is Mecha Dragon 101. I sent a voicemail just now, but it wasn't sure if it came out right, which I don't think it did, which is why I didn't hear it. So I thought I'd send an email request as well. Congratulations on having 250 episodes, while at the same time being around for 5 years. That's insane. While I only just got into you guys a little over a year ago, I still find the podcast very warming to watch, especially close to the end of a long work week. Everyone on the podcast sounds so wholesome that I would love to share a beer with one of you guys. Keep on gaming, everyone. Thanks for the feedback. We appreciate it,
Yes.
and thanks for listening.
Cheers with a beer, my fake
Yeah.
beer.
Virtual beers. Clink.
Clink. Clink.
Okay.
There.
Yeah. Well, where you see our faces is different than what OBS, what everyone YouTube sees the faces as. So I don't even know where I have everything.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So you talk recap on what we're voting on, or what the listeners were voting on, and what happened. What were the results?
Yes. So I closed the votes. We had part two of our votes go out. Same number of responses, it looks like, from the previous votes. We started off voting out on our favorite games, or I guess events, or just things in general that happened in Nintendo for each month, starting from December 2018 through November 2019. And in each of those months, we broke out those months into sections of seasons. So after everybody was done voting for each month and those winners, once we collected those winners, we put each of those months' winners into their seasons. So, for example, the winter season, winter 2019, would have been December 2018, January 2019, and February 2019. Those 3 month winners went up against each other. In this case, it was December 2018's winner, or December 2018's winner was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. January 2019's winner was New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. And February 2019 was Wargroove. Those three went up for the vote to find out who won the winter 2019 season. And the winner for that season was, with a 69% vote, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, which was a large amount. 69% is a huge amount there. And this is something too, so that gives you an example of how this was set up if you were part of the polls, or went in on Twitter to click on the link, or Facebook, I think we had it there, or even Patreon. So, but hopefully when we get through the rest of this list, we can look at this along with what the rest of the Nintendo dads have when you guys talk about your game of the years, to kind of put it up against the discussions that we have through the polls. So we have winter 2019 that was done. Any comments on that one, Jesse? On the winner for that? Any surprises there? Super Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Yeah, no surprises at all. Yeah, and this is a different. This will be a little different than when we get to our individuals, just because
Yes.
while people could vote on games that they may not have even bought or played, just so we might be a little bit of bias on that. Whereas when we talk about what we've been playing, we're only going to talk about what we've been playing. So
right.
And if y'all listening for a while, most of the games that everyone likes. Quote, I'm doing air quotes right now. I usually don't. So my list is usually completely different than everyone else's.
Yes. Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, we all would have voted differently, obviously, in this as well. So for our favorites
Right.
for each month. So obviously the popular vote won. So some of the things that we may have voted for probably didn't make it. So here's spring 2019, for example. We've got the winners for that season was March 2019 was Yoshi's Crafted World. April 2019 was Cuphead. And May 2019 was Castlevania Advent Anniversary Collection. And the winner for spring 2019, with 58.6% of the votes, was Cuphead.
Wow. Yeah, that's an example of, I have not purchased any of those games. So
right.
So yeah, I'm not going to talk about them. But
there were games on that list, because you're the one that put these lists together, that I'm sure you would have bought, right?
right.
Or
Well,
voted.
yeah.
But
Well, yeah.
not
No, just because I put the games on the list doesn't mean I'm interested in. But it's games that
no,
we think would
it.
be good to talk about at the show, or someone's interested in them.
Yes. And
Most of
then
the time, they're like Nintendo first-party games or games featured in a direct. Those are the games that make this list that I build
yes,
and monitor.
the summer 2019 winner, or the people that we vote, or the games we voted for. June 2019, Super Mario Maker 2 won that vote for that month. July 2019, Fire Emblem 3 Houses won. And August 2019, Astral Chain won. And the winner for summer 2019, with 48.3% of the votes, is actually a surprise. It's Super Mario Maker 2 that won the vote over Fire Emblem
Really?
3 Houses. Yes.
Oh, I
It
wouldn't
was
have
very
expected that.
close. Yes, it was a very close
See,
vote. 48.3.
I was just about to say that, it'll be a tough one. It'll be interesting final having Fire Emblem and Smash in there, but now that we have Mario Maker 2 versus Smash, I think it's no contest.
Right. It's going to be interesting because there was 48.3% of the votes was for Super Mario Maker 2 and 41.4% was for Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Really close.
Very close there.
Yeah,
And then
because
finally,
that game is a lot of sites game of the year.
yes, it is. And that's why I got knocked out by Super Mario Maker. And I don't know if the votes got, you know, shifted a little bit there because of that new Zelda update to Super Mario Maker.
Maybe that's
That did
possible.
come out. That probably wouldn't happen, I don't think. So it's very interesting to see that happen. And then, so fall 2019, the last season for this year, how it falls for us. September 2019, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening won that month. October 2019, Luigi's Mansion 3 won that month. And November 2019, Pokemon Sword or Shield. They were combined. So they won November 2019 month. And then with 51.7% of the votes, Luigi's Mansion 3 won the fall 2019 season.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that one.
Right.
Yeah, so
Uh,
the summer had the surprise in it.
yes. So for the next poll that will go up, we'll have all four seasons to go up against each other to see who will win 2019 from the polls. So that will be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the winter 2019 vote. Spring 2019 was Cuphead. Summer 2019 was Super Mario Maker 2. And for fall 2019 will be Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah. And where do you post these? Do you put them in Discord,
It'll be,
Twitter, and Facebook?
yes, Discord, Twitter, Facebook, and our Patreon page.
Okay. So whether you're a patron or not, you're welcome to vote. Just
Yes,
watch our social medias.
correct.
Okay. And then wanted Mecha Dragon had another question in the chat that we can talk about real quick since relatively short show. He goes, we've kind of paraphrasing because the question has scrolled off the chat, but he remembers us kind of complaining, again air quotes, that it was hard to get news during the Wii U era, and so how was it really difficult, or is this hyperbole? And I replied to him in chat, kind of saying uh, that Nintendo still put out news bits often, so week to week there was usually something to talk about noteworthy, but there was sometimes where there was like this week there was nothing really to talk about, and we had games those episodes were leaned more toward what we've been playing versus the news, and we still did powered through our shows to get to the 250 in 5 years. But so it definitely is easier with the Switch news cycles with all the announcements that we normally happen that we filter out. We don't talk about. But just this week there was nothing to talk about.
Well, and two, in the years that you guys did your shows, even with the lighter years or the Wii U years, you guys did come up with things to do, right? So
Yeah, and there was also 3DS. 3DS was
that's true. Yes. Yeah.
newish, because when we started the show, 3DS was 3.5 years old. So
Yeah.
about how old the Switch is now, or 6 months away from where the Switch is. So there was still new content coming out on the 3DS all the time as well. It's when there wasn't anything on Wii U,
Right.
and I remember
Yeah.
Justin started the show not owning a DS or 3DS and picked one up and to start playing along,
Yep.
and we had
Did.
virtual consoles on all systems that we can fall back on if it was nothing
Right.
new.
And you guys, that's when you guys were doing the retro rewind stuff too. So
Yeah, and, and we would normally do a retro rewind on something that was easy to get, on
right.
something from virtual console, as opposed to some hard to find GBA game that cost $70 on eBay. We didn't do those.
Great question.
Okay. Yes, thank you. So if you have any other questions, you can, if you're a patron, feel free to DM me on Patreon. If you're not, you can DM us on Twitter, or email us at nintendodads@gmail.com or podcast@nintendodads.org. Or leave a comment in the video, and if we see it, which is hard, odds are we won't see it, or it won't be as in our face, because leave a question anywhere, and
we try to keep tabs on everything.
We'll try to find it. Yeah.
In between our day jobs.
Yes. Yeah, that's I remember when, I don't know if they talked about it, but Justin and Zach were on Sean Capri's show.
Yeah.
I think they were going to do a two-parter. I don't remember if I ever heard the second part come out yet.
Yeah, the second part hasn't been out yet.
Okay, so yeah, the first part, when Justin was trying to come up with ideas, Zach would sometimes put him down, like, hey, slow down. We are not Game Explain. We have full-time jobs where Game Explain, that with most of the cases, that is their full-time job.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I heard that, I had a good laugh.
That is funny.
Okay, so we can start wrapping things up. Thanks to our Patreon producers, Chris Mears, Dave Ernsberger, and David Evett. Again, we have a website, nintendodads.org. You can see our latest YouTube videos, tweets, and podcasts, and along with links to all of our social medias and the Patreon page, along with our merch shop at Redbubble. And I've already said the email addresses where you can get a hold of us, or you can call in and leave a voicemail. Well, Google Voice is still a thing. They're slowly decaying that thing, but it's still up and running enough that if you call 929-25-NDADS or 929-256-3237, you'll hear my voice and you can leave a message. And then I'll hear your voice. Amazing how that works. Thanks to OC Remix for the music we use throughout the show, along with Carter Johnson and Adam Leonard for our arts. You can download our shows using your favorite podcast app of choice, like CastBox, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or Spotify. This has been episode 260. I am ready to pass out.
We talked about stuff. We did it.
We did talk about stuff. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Good night.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Maple syrup mousses.
Nice.